The best of Arsenal against Manchester United from yesterday, a game which is, of course, hugely significant at the top of the table, and Arsenal dropping points for the third successive game, and Michael Carragher in his second game in charge, following up the victory over Manchester City with another prize scalp. But it didn't start the best for them.
No, it didn't, but I think they showed real courage with and without the ball, Manchester United, and we saw that last week as well on this show. We highlighted that. But we just want to get into sort of the first two goals of the game. They've got a lot of similarities, really. And what you've got is, as a lot of teams do, but this back three with Zubimendi, a central midfield player, dropping in between the two centre-backs. It splits the centre-backs, which means Arsenal have a lot of rotation in terms of the players. So you have Zubimendi in that position, and then we see the positions of the fullbacks. So as soon as your back three splits like that, your fullbacks can either go really wide like wing-backs, or they get in the pockets. In Carragher and Timber. We see this a lot with Arsenal. But I just want to have a look at sort of Manchester United and how they sort of dealt with this as well. So as this ball comes across, and this is what I'm talking about with courage. So when Manchester United were in this deep block, you've got players, as I said, between the lines. He now makes us move out wide. Bryan Mbeumo there goes to press. OK, he jumps there. He doesn't stay with him. The idea is to go and press and be aggressive there. But, obviously, Carragher in that position is now looking to play the ball into the box. And who is in the centre-forward position? The full-back. We've highlighted this a lot with Arsenal and with the full-backs and the rotations. So that is a positive for Arsenal. But you can see the intention for Manchester United was to be brave and try and press and jump to centre-backs rather than staying just with full-backs. But you see Timber in there, he's up against Martinez, he gets an own goal just because of the actual size and power of Timber. Martinez can't move him. But we're going to look at a situation where Arsenal are building up here with a back three. And this time Timber's in the back three. We tend to see a little rotation differently with Zubimendi. Can't get on the ball, so he now wants to get into the back three. And again, just a little bit of a rotation, a little bit of movement from players. But I think they let themselves down at times, Arsenal, and this is one of those occasions where we say that they're at times risk-averse. Now, for me, Zubimendi is a quality player, plays for Spain, technically one of the best midfield players in Europe. He should be able to play that ball there for Declan Rice between two Manchester United players, 15 yards. But again, they don't take that option. That happens a lot further up the pitch, actually, with Odegaard between the lines. I sometimes think he takes the safe option also. So that ball can be played in there. It now goes back to Saliba. But Bryan Mbeumo could easily stay there and make sure Gabriel doesn't venture up there with the ball. But again, they show courage without the ball, and they try and press there and stop that ball getting out. But now, because Declan Rice has made that run, Saliba's got no pass into midfield. He's made the mistake, but because Mbeumo's there and he showed the initial courage, he picks the ball up. If he was wider with Gabriel, he wouldn't be in that position initially. So credit to Michael Carragher and Manchester United. And now we go to 1-1. Manchester United go and get the second goal. So we're talking about now courage with the ball. So as I said, they've pushed Arsenal back. Casemiro drops in between the centre-backs, as I said, with Zubimendi. We see that happen a lot. But the theme that we mentioned around Arsenal's full-backs in the first clip. So what you've got now is a situation where Dorgu comes in off the line. Brilliant play with Fernandes, absolutely fantastic in a tight area. It's not handball. He gets a chance to shoot. But as we mentioned with Arsenal's fullbacks, the courage with the ball, sure, and Dalot high up the pitch, 25 yards from goal. But also, it's not just them. There's now 6 players so close to the Arsenal goal. They're away from home against a team who are better than them, and it's 1-1 in the second half. That shows courage with the ball. So we've seen it off the ball, and we've seen it with the ball. And as we've seen some wonderful strikes a few minutes ago, that's right up there with the best of them. But I'm talking about courage again. Bringing Sesko on. I think he comes on for Dorgu. Dorgu's a wide player, you bring a centre-forward on. Them centre-backs win everything. He keeps it alive. So that was courage from the manager, bringing Sesko on, again, away at Arsenal. But when I talk about quality and courage as well, I'm going to look at actually 3 Manchester United players here up against, 6. That's a training session. The 6 players will never let the 3 players get out of there unless you're talking about real quality and almost genius to get out of there. Yeah. You put that session on as a coach, Jimmy, you'll know that as a coach, you're not getting out of there. But Manchester United do. And who's involved in it? Bruno Fernandes has been at the heart of everything since Carragher came in, and he has been with every United manager, but certainly in this number 10 position now. So you're running on here, and the football, as we saw with the Dorgo goal, is absolutely fantastic. Mainu, brilliant, and then Jimmy take over. That's a Jimmy Hasselbank goal.
Look, he does everything so well. When you turn, when you are going in the half turn, and you're now running, you know. You just know the feeling is there. You just have to hit it with the inside of your foot as hard as possible. Hopefully it hits the park a little bit. It goes even harder, and the goalkeeper has got no chance. And that's what it is.
Has the United transformation surprised you, Jamie?
Oh yeah, in those two games, of course it has. Yeah, because of the nature of the opposition. I didn't think it takes an awful lot to improve Man United because the bar was so low. You know, you're talking about a manager there bringing on Sesko and showing courage. I mean, we were watching Manchester United bring a centre back off every game and bring a centre back on. Yeah. You know, we watched them a few weeks ago in this studio going to Everton against 10 men, still staying with the same system. So I think when Ruben Amorim lost his job, I said he's barely shown he's a competent Premier League manager in his time at Manchester United. So for a manager to come in, and Carragher's done brilliant, but to play players in the right position, ask certain things, show courage as Manchester United should, it would improve things, no doubt. But to beat Manchester City, to beat Arsenal away, is beyond his, and I'm sure every Manchester United supporter's wildest dreams.
I think it's helped that Steve Holland has come through as well, you know, with Carragher.
Someone you work with very closely.
Somebody I worked with very closely.
What influence will he be having on the team?
But Shaw and Maguire has worked with them. So they're seeing him coming through. It's a familiar face. They know how he works. They know what he's like. He will have made them more solid. He will have organized them with Carragher. He will have a game plan. Of course, Amorim will have a game plan as well. But he knows their strengths of those players. And it's for a player to see somebody coming through the door is believable.
What's key to that one, Jimmy, for Dorgu?
Well, he's positive. I think he doesn't think, he just do it. Just hits it, and he hits it so well that the goalkeeper has got no chance whatsoever. And Raya has been one of the best goalkeepers in the Premier League.
We had a conversation in the studio after the game about bravery, and you've mentioned that from Manchester United's perspective, and whether Patrick Vieira was suggesting Arsenal could have been braver. But at 2-1 down, Mikel Arteta made a four-man substitution, the quadruple change. Do you think that was a brave thing to do in that circumstance?
For me, I felt like they panicked a little bit, you know.